YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Of course, it's positive energy and it's positive vibes only. All right. So today, Smell Good, family, we are discussing one of the favorite words in the FradCom dictionary, and that is sillage. All right. So sillage is a beautiful thing. All right, especially if your fragrance and your body chemistry and, have a good connection. So sillage is a thing where either you could possibly announce your arrival before you get there, or you could let people know you're leaving without them even noticing you walking out of the door. Now, don't get it confused with beast mode, all right? So sillage and beast mode are two different things. Of course, if you have a beast mode fragrance, you're gonna have a roaring sillage, and that could go either way. But when you have a solid sillage with your fragrance, your spray routine is locked in, you can create a, I don't want to say a force field, but somewhat of an atmosphere with your fragrance, all right? So today, I have 7 of the best sillage producing fragrances in my collection with my experience. I have stories for all 7 of these where the sillage was very much so detected and discussed. All right, so let's go ahead and tap into it. Up first, from the house of Mind Games, we have one of my personal favorites. My favorite from the brand. It's no secret by now if you've been watching for quite some time, but the sillage on this thing is incredible, at least off of my skin. We have Mind Games is French Defense. French Defense. This is a beautiful, beautiful, dark and boozy black cherry florals. I get like this boozy honey drizzle on top of the cherry and the florals. It is outstanding, but wearing this out about in public, especially for dinner and restaurants, I typically wear this on date nights. And I think it's the first or second time that I wore it out to dinner with me and my wife. As I'm coming into the restaurant where we were eating, got our tables, and the waitress or the receptionist, I had already passed her. She made her way back to the table and said, I don't know which one of you it is, but someone smells amazing. So my wife immediately always points to me, but she's smelling fantastic herself. But it's just when I was, not when I was having dinner, well, we were having dinner, having a good time. When I was leaving, she said, "Sir, I promise you, your scent stayed around here for a little while longer. That stuff is amazing." So that's the sillage. And I'm 5 to 6 sprays, 7, just depends on if it's a fresher fragrance or not. But French Defense just produced that off of my skin, and I'm gone eating dinner with my wife, getting ready to leave, and the receptionist letting me know as we're leaving for the evening that, "Sir, your fragrance stayed right here." As I was gone, I was feet 10 to 20, 30 feet away, or even further away from where she was. So that's a great example of sillage, and French Defense gives some fantastic sillage, at least for me. All right, so from the house of Mind Games, a sillage beauty, we have French Defense. All right, up next, this is one of my most complimented fragrances, and the sillage maneuvering through the hallways where I work is ridiculous. It has been ridiculous when I've worn it to the office. What am I talking about? From the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have YSL Myslf. This is the EDP. YSL Myslf, the EDP. This is a great performing fragrance. Yes, I don't consider myself an oversprayer. You don't need to overspray this. But again, I was walking through the hallways of work, coming through my building, going into my office, and coming back out maybe 20 or 30 minutes later to go back and handle some business. And one of the truck drivers who were signing in to get delivered or to get unloaded, he was like, "Man, I've been standing here waiting, and you walked through one time, you came back through here again, and I was still smelling whatever it is that you have." Well, he said, "Man, that stuff is fire, man." And he asked what it was, and I told him what it was. I told him where he can get it, and he was hard pressed. Seemed like he was going to be hard pressed on seeing what this was about. And again, yes, this is a good performing fragrance, but like I said, I'm normally 6 to 7 sprays, 5 to 6 sprays, depending on the power of the fragrance. But this is one where I'm coming through. I'm walking through and walking past this gentleman. And as I'm walking back out 30, 45 minutes later, he stopped me and let me know how the fragrance lingered after I had already walked by. And that's what Sillage does. It gets a hold of your clothing or your skin, and it's gonna do what it do. You don't know what your Sillage is going to be. It just depends on what that fragrance does with your skin chemistry. And this one right here, it did well. And the gentleman wanted to know what it was. I told him what it was, and hopefully he got him a bottle and having some good success with it, man. From the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have YSL Myslf, the EDP. The EDP. All right, up next, this Sillage Beauty. I was told about this maybe an hour or hour and a half after I had left home. So I get up for work very early in the morning, and this is a fragrance where my wife let me know. I don't know if it lasted around like an hour after I left. I doubted that it did, but she let me know that, yo, whatever you're wearing today is lingering in our bedroom as you've gone for the day. And what am I talking about? From the house of Bond Number 9, we have Lafayette Street. This is definitely a Sillage beauty. So again, I get ready for work. I spray on Lafayette Street. About an hour, hour and a half into my day, I get this text message from my wife saying, hey, whatever it is that you got going on, you left it in here with you. Now, this is a really good performer. The Ambroxan, the white florals in here really do a number off of my skin. And like I said, I spray my clothes. So coming out of our bathroom and going back through our bedroom and leaving out of the door and going to work, it left a scent trail. All right, it left a scent trail, and that's what a Sillage. That's what Sillage does. It leaves an incredible scent trail, and this left one because, like I said, I was already gone, and my wife hit me up and says, hey, whatever it is, it's lingering in here. I can still smell it in the air. So it's a testament to the great performer this is, but how it just grabbed a hold of my skin and my clothing, and as I maneuvered throughout the house to leave for work, it was still on the walls, so to speak. But this is a great Sillage beauty, great scent trail from the house of Bond Number 9. We're talking Lafayette Street. Lafayette Street. All right. Up next, this is another one. When I was leaving Dillard's, as a matter of fact, I was going to see Miss Heather. I had a few sprays of this on. This was last spring. Few sprays of this on. Just kind of did some shopping and kind of walked back through. And it was really funny what the service rep had to say when I came back through. But up first, this is what I'm talking about from the house of Chanel. We have Allure Homme Sport, Eau Extreme. Eau Extreme. This is one of my more complimented fragrances that I get when I'm out and about, especially in the spring and in the summertime. But as I walk through, this stuff is good, man. That mint, that citrus, that vanilla, really good. As I walk through, talking to Heather and, chopping it up with her, kind of standing around for a little bit, go through, do a little bit shopping, and come back through. One of the service reps says, now she's standing by the Chanel. She's standing by the Chanel. I'm sure she's tried to sell this particular bottle of Chanel. And she stopped me and said, hey, what are you wearing? And I just kind of pointed at the bottle. And she said, really? I said, yeah, that's what I'm wearing. She said, I could still smell you after you had walked by. Now, this is at the cologne counter. And in my mind, I'm like, really? And she was like, yeah, I could still smell you after you had walked through and went on and came back through. So it's another opportunity for, listen, you spray your fragrances. Usually, I know a lot of people want to know what my routine is. It's very simple. I spray here, I spray here, I spray here, I spray here. I get one for a good look and one to the back of the head. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's the routine. I'm not going to spray this on because I have something on right now, but that's the routine. That's the routine. So I'm creating that type of force field around me, so to speak, where my fragrance is kind of maneuvering around me. And it's a method to it, I think, because I don't think you spray 6 sprays right here on the chest. You're going to go anosmic to it, and I don't know what the outcome is going to be. But if you let your fragrance breathe a little bit and let it do its thing, who knows? You could create some beautiful Sillage. And that's what this did at the cologne counter at the local Dillard's. I found that still hilarious to this day. But a great scent profile, great scent trail, great Sillage beauty from the house of Chanel. We're talking Allure Homme Sport, Eau Extreme. And y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. As far as these, you're long gone and somebody catching up to you and let you know how good you smell. Up next, this is from one of the best independent niche houses you could ever experience. This is my most recent sillage journey because I've told this story already before. I was 6 to 8 to 10 feet away from a few of my coworkers, and they yelled and stopped me and say, hey, whatever that is, you smell good. As a matter of fact, what is that? What are we talking about? The newly popular, beyond popular, from the house of Nazar, mango tobacco. Mango tobacco, buttery mango, beautiful tobacco, cinnamon. There's cardamom in here, a little bit of vanilla. It is outstanding. And the sillage on this thing is very potent. As I stated, it was a breezy day outside. I'm sure the breeze assisted in the conversation. But as the breeze was blowing, I was walking by underneath the underpath, and two of my coworkers, I'm at least 8 to 10 feet away. They yelled at the bottom of the ramp as I was going up, D, hey, what is that? You smell good. Like, what are you wearing? And I told them what it was. Of course, they didn't know anything about a Nazar or a mango tobacco, and had a conversation about that fragrance right then and there. And as I'm standing, the wind is blowing at my back, so it's just hitting them right in the face as I was standing there having a conversation with them about the fragrance I was wearing. And I know the wind assisted in that, but still, I mean, it is the sillage of the fragrance, how it carried off of me and caught the attention of someone else. So it was one of the things that I really noticed is how the sillage really was sensational with mango tobacco. Look forward to seeing the next time I wear it. Does it still have the effect if it's not anywhere in the round? Nazar fragrances are very rich, they're very bold, very unique profile. So I've had other experiences, Panic Attack and Nuts About Melanin, or a couple of others, a Black Leopard, where I got some sillage compliments. But this one right here, this is the most complimented Nazar that I have. 7 compliments in one day. Good stuff, great scent trail, great sillage from the house of Nazar. We're talking mango tobacco. For sure. All right. 2 more left to discuss. This was a couple of months ago. Matter of fact, this was as my wife was, we were out shopping. She was out in one section looking for some shoes, and I was down somewhere else. I walked away from her. Now, granted, I had already been complimented by her earlier throughout the day. But as I approached her again, as she was still shopping, I was kind of done looking. She kind of let me know, yo, I could literally smell you the whole time while you were gone. The whole time while you were gone. And I was like, okay. She said, that stuff is fire. What am I talking about? From the house of Day 3, we're talking Aylan. Day 3 fragrances, we are talking Aylan. One of the best vanillas that you will come across. The elamine resin in here, that cashmere in here as well. Beautiful, soft, rich, smooth, buttery, beautiful vanilla. And the vanilla is what really travels, I noticed, with this fragrance. But in the space of the shoe department where we were at, I was on the other side of the store, and I was gone for a little bit. But it's how, matter of fact, as I was approaching my wife, she already knew I was coming. She just started looking for me, and I wasn't even in her eyesight. She just started looking for me, and there I was. And as soon as I got within her distance, she let me know, hey, that fragrance is pushing. Like, I could smell you the whole time you were gone. And I just started looking around when I felt that the scent was getting a bit stronger, and that's because I was approaching. So she ended up falling in love with Aylan, especially how it performs off of me. It's one of her favorite fragrances on my skin. But I find that, intriguing. And don't get me wrong, all fragrances don't give you this. This is just seven fragrances that have given me a good sillage experience. So honestly, it took it would take a while to do a video like this for me, because I don't get a lot of sillage compliments. But I know how sillage and scent trail are a big thing in the community. So I just want to kind of share some of my stories with you guys. And Aylan definitely provides a great scent trail, great compliments, long distance range. And, I'm away from an area and my scent is still present. And as I return, I'm able to be detected before my arrival. Let's see, that's a scent trail, man. Day 3 Aylan. All right, and last but not least, I've also told this story before. My baby boy turned 1 year old. This was last year. He'll be 2 this year. And we had a birthday party at the house, and this fragrance was swarming everywhere. complimented left and right. As a matter of fact, I told this before, I think, but 2 of my wife's friends, they were in the house. They were trying to figure out who was smelling like that. And I'm not saying it was me, but I was assuming that it was a great possibility that it was me. Because prior to that, I had been heavily complimented by my sister-in-law, by my pops, by a few people who were around to help celebrate my son's party. And what am I talking about? From the house of Lorenzo Pazzaglia, we got Summer Hammer. Summer Hammer. And this fragrance really shined as I was moving inside and outside. Very warm day in July, inside and outside the house. Beautiful, rich fruit bowl, fruit basket. The coconut, the booze, just very tropical, edible, gourmand style fragrance. And it definitely did a number in the performance range, especially in the Central, in the Sillage department. And just throughout the day, I was constantly getting conversations about this. Now, I'm sure with my skin being, heat, being fried by the sun and then coming into the AC, moving back and forth, I'm pretty sure my up and down range of my temperature of my body probably had something to do with it. I would assume sweating, a little bit damp from the, being out there, the pores opening up. So it had some assistance, but it wasn't, there weren't compliments where I was getting like right in front of me. I was being asked to come back. As a matter of fact, picking up the pizzas from Pizza Hut for the kids, walking in, as I was walking up to the counter, the young man at the counter said, "Hey, bro, you smell good, bro." I said, "I appreciate that." They were like, "What is that?" And I told him what it was, and he was like, where can I get that?" And I was just kind of telling him, and I could kind of tell he kind of lost interest when I was just trying to tell him that this is not nothing that you can get at dealers or anything like that. But I don't know, maybe he looked it up. I don't know if he did. And he asked me for my YouTube and all, and I gave him the information. If you're watching, bro, hopefully you tapped in for sure. But Summer Hammer is one that created a beautiful, beautiful Sillage, beautiful Central, and it was documented throughout the day. Can't wait till it warms up just the right amount for me to pull this back out, especially during the summertime. But great Central, great Sillage monster from the house of Lorenzo Pazzaglia. We have Summer Hammer. All right, so I thought that would be a pretty fun and different video for me. I just kind of see Sillage and Central all the time, and I got to thinking, I got some stories about some Central and some Sillage. Now, my experience won't be yours. You have fragrances that have great Central for you that I may have that I just don't get. And again, I don't get Sillage compliments all the time. I don't. Matter of fact, it's very rare that I get them, but I have gotten them with these 7 fragrances. So it's a different type of compliment that can lead to a conversation, and that's the point that I hold on to, that I'm already walked by, or I've already left the room, and somehow my scent is still there where it's provoking a conversation or provoking a compliment. I think that is very interesting. All right, so want to hear from y'all. What are some of y'all favorite Sillage Central fragrances, your collection? What are some of your stories? I know you got some, fellas, ladies. I know y'all got some. Y'all walk by somebody and got them looking this way or looking that way. It comes with it, man, when you're smelling great, right? Especially if you're looking good, looking good to your best of your ability, and you're smelling great to the best of your ability. I'm pretty sure y'all have some stories. Let me know down below in the comments. All right, so appreciate y'all for watching. Thank y'all for all the love. Thank y'all for all the support on the road to 25,000 subscribers. When we get there, we're gonna have an awesome giveaway on the live stream, so stay tuned for that. All right, so again, thank y'all for all the love. Until next time, y'all be cool, y'all be safe, y'all take care of yourselves. It's positive energy, it's positive vibes. Of course, keep it going, baby. Splack it up, splack it down, splack that thing all around. And remember, what you put out to this world is exactly where you're going to get back. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace, y'all. And of course, splack.